Hello, unlimited friends. It's Zara back again with a practical Q&A to help us apply law of attraction to our lives. Our question today is about porn. And I will not read the question out to you. I will not disclose the name of the person asking the question because of the private nature of the problem. So I'll give you a brief background. Someone wrote to me asking for help. She has a trust issue with her husband where she checks his credit card statements to keep an eye on whether or not he is keeping his promise to her of not engaging in porn and adult calls over the internet. I probed her about this issue to find out what's been going on, and I discovered that the issue is probably maybe 14 years old. So it's been going on for a very long time. There's a lot of momentum to this. I also found out that this beautiful woman has been suffering from cancer and is now on her road to recovery. But because of her illness, she and her husband have not engaged in sexual intercourse for a long time. And now they are sort of mending those fences. She told me that she felt that her husband was neglected since after her son was born, that she was giving too much attention to her son and not enough attention to her husband. So they've had these issues on and off for a couple of years. When I did an energy reading for this beautiful woman, I found that the main issue for her is the fact that she is a worrier. She has extreme anxiety problems. And my energy reading told me that when her son was born, she became consumed with his safety, making sure that she was there to look after him because she wasn't aware of the fact that the universe was looking after him and she didn't need to. But she created a lot of stress for herself in wanting to be the perfect mother. And yes, as a result of her anxiousness to protect her child, she did ignore her husband. By the time she was done looking after her boy, she had no energy. She had no energy to talk to him, let alone have sex with him. And sex was not appealing to her at that point in time because sex is about love and enjoyment. And she was very far away from being in a place of allowing herself to relax and enjoy. So she was spending her time way down low on the emotional scale. So I want to point out to her just now that isn't it wonderful that you have such an amazing man by your side, that even though over so many years you have not engaged in sexual contact with him, that he is still by your side. And he has found another outlet for his desires while he still remains with you. I think that's to be appreciated. And the thing that has gone missing for this beautiful dear woman is that she is not able to appreciate him. She is looking for evidence based on his actions, because she feels that his engaging in internet porn and adult calls means that there is an absence of love and commitment. But it is in reality the reverse. He has stuck it out with her because of commitment. Otherwise, he could have left. And he could have found other avenues to be unfaithful to her, but he didn't. So my advice, sincere advice to her, is to look for ways to appreciate this man who has stuck by you, has provided for you. Appreciate this man. And I know that there's a lot of work to be done here, because as I spoke, well, didn't speak actually, but exchanged emails with this beautiful person, I realize that she has many negative beliefs that she's hanging on to. She feels that one should keep their promise, and she has found that her husband has not kept his promise at times. But then she's asking him to do something that's unnatural, to curb his desires. Why should he do that? When you are not satisfying his desires, why should he curb his desire because of you? That would just make him extremely unhappy, and then he wouldn't be able to stay with you. So this poor man has found a way to stay, keep his biggest commitment to you, which was to be by your side through it all, through the ups and downs of life. And that is the only commitment that you need from him. And he is keeping that commitment to you. So it is very easy for us to point a finger at someone else and tell them, change your behavior so that I can start loving you. But that is not a helpful attitude. You have to love them exactly the way they are, without asking them to change in any way. Think about it. If somebody came up to you and said to you, I love you very much, but I can't love you completely until you get a nose job, what would you do? I'm hoping that you would send them packing, because why should you change your appearance to that drastic an extent in order to make another person happy? And I think that it's the same if you're asking someone to change a part of their personality and who they are. You're basically asking them to get a nose job. And why should they listen to you? You shouldn't be asking in the first place. So what's going on here is much bigger than this issue of porn. This is not the real issue. The real issue is you, sweet woman, your habit of thought, which just does not allow you to relax enough to trust anyone. And unless you can bring yourself to trust this man who is by your side, trust him. Trust that there is a God, source, universe, whatever you want to call that entity, who is providing guidance to you and who is there to look after you. Trust that entity. That's the only place you need to put your trust in. and allow yourself to relax and be lighthearted, because what are you going to lose? What is there to lose? Nothing. There's only to be gained. Love to be gained. Love to be shared. So I know that this one video is not going to solve everything for you, because this problem has a lot of momentum. Your problem of anxiety, worrying, lack of trust has a lot of momentum because it has been going on for a very long time. It was probably there even before you met this man, even before you had children with him. And certainly this habit of thought is the cause behind the cancer that you experienced. It's time to put all of that behind you. There is a lot of work to be done here, because instilling that trust in your heart, bringing yourself to be able to love without asking for love in return, that's work. And shifting an old habit of thought, that's work. So, sweetheart, I know that you will watch this video because I will send you the link. You do have a lot of work to do on yourself. And if I may recommend some resources for you, those would be these two books. And of course, books are fantastic because they do give us a lot of learning. The first book is this one, Thrive. And the second book is this, Unlimited. If you get this Unlimited workbook, it's going to enable you to join my private Facebook group, which is only open to those people who own this workbook. And in that group, you will have access to resources that are not available to the general public. There's a course on law of attraction, free, completely free in the group. And I do a live talk in the group every Saturday. So it'll give you an opportunity to interact with me more closely. You must send me your purchase receipt or a selfie with the workbook in order to gain admittance to the group. Without those things, without that, your request to join the group will be deleted. Another way that you can interact with me is to join my group coaching program, which is called Unlimited 365, where I do a talk in the morning, every morning, in order to deepen everybody's members' understanding of the law of attraction. And that gives you access to group coaching with me every Sunday over Zoom. So that's the second way you can interact with me. And the third way you can interact with me is by one-on-one private coaching. And if you want to find out more about that, send me a message through my website. In fact, you already have my email address because that's how you've communicated the question to me. So I can most certainly jump on a quick Zoom call with you to explain how one-on-one coaching works with me and how I help people through that mode. And so lastly, what I want to say is, don't shy away from the work. Yes, it's going to be a lot of work. But once you start and when things click in, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. I think personally that it would not take you longer than a couple of months to a year, maybe, in order to turn everything in your life around completely. And I'm excited about that. Make that commitment to yourself and then watch what happens. So, in summary, what I want to say to you is that you have to bring love back into your marriage. There was a reason why you married this person. What was that reason? Go back to it. Revive that reason. Bring love back into your relationship. And you can do that. You can bring love back without anything else changing in your life. Because that's unconditional love. Unconditional love says, I will love you regardless of who you are and what you do. Conditional love says, I cannot give you love unless you give me the things that I want in return. And remember that all the things that we want are possible from the highest place on the emotional scale, a place of emotional, unconditional, emotional love. Stable, unconditional love.